My core area of expertise is privacy first digital experience and AI driven enterprise architecture. So this means I work at intersection of software engineering and data privacy, compliance infrastructure and AI automation. And enterprise platform modernization also is part of my day-to-day activity. I focus on designing systems that help organization collect, manage, enforce, and audit consent across complex digital ecosystem. So my work includes areas such as consent management, cookie governance, AI-powered cookie classification, just-in-time consent, preferences management, microservices architecture, cloud platforms, and compliance automation for regulations such as GDPR, DPDP, CPRA, CCPA. So one of the biggest problems I focus on is in the gap between privacy regulation and real world enterprise implementation. So many enterprise organization collect consent through banners or forms, but they struggle to enforce the consent consistently across website, mobile app, analytics system, advertisement platform, CRM tools, call center, and downstream application and business application. So my work addresses this by creating privacy and consent architecture where consent is not just captured but actually enforced, synchronizing, audited, and propagated across the enterprise. The goal is to make privacy operational. It should not be remain only the legal document or compliance checkbox. It should become part of the enterprise technology infrastructure. So, privacy first architecture is extremely important because organizations today are collecting and processing customer data as much large scale than ever before. As the AI come into picture, so it is all about data, and each and every system they are using different sorts of data. At the same time, regulations are becoming more strict, customers are becoming more aware of their rights, and AI system are increasingly the complexity of data uses. A privacy-first architecture allows organizations to build trust by ensuring that customer data is used only for perimeter purposes. It helps ensure user consent, manage preferences, support audit trails, and reduce compliance risk. In my view, privacy is no longer just a legal function. It is now a core engineering and architecture responsibility. So AI plays a very important role in making privacy operation faster, more accurate, and more scalable. For example, AI can help classify cookies, trackers based on their purpose, such as strictly necessary functional analytics, advertising, marketing. Traditional cookies classified can take weeks or months if done manually. With AI assisted classification, that work can be accelerated significantly while also improving consistency. AI can also help detect consent gap, identify policy drift, recommended compliance actions, and support natural language privacy operational of governance states. However, I strongly believe AI must be implemented responsibly. It should include human oversight, auditability, then explainability, data minimize, and strong governance control. Yes. So one of my key contribution has been designing and contributing to an AI-powered cookie classification capability. In many enterprise, cookie classification is still a manual and timely consuming process. Team needs to scan website, identify cookies, understand their purpose, map them to correct consent categories, and verifying whether the compiling with the original privacy requirement. So my contribution focus on using AI to accelerate their purpose. The system analyzes the cookie name, domain, script, sources, behavioral, expiration date, vendor attribution, and ingest pattern to classify cookies into an appropriate category. So this help reduce the work that could take around 90 days into a much shorter cycle. In some cases, close to a few work, depending upon the scan size, review processing. It also improve accuracy, reduce manual effort, lower operational cost, created a repeatable governance model. The broader significance is that transformers cookies governance from a manual compliance task into intelligence and scalable and auditable privacy engineering capability. So just-in-time consent means asking for a consent at the exact moment when specific data is required, rather than asking users for a broader consent upfront. For example, if you are a user in interacting with a chatbot and digital assistant and asked to access billing, payment, health, and personal information, the system will check whether the required consent already exists. If it is not, doesn't, the system would trigger a consent required at the moment. So once the user provides the consent, the action can be continue, and the consent is stored with proper auditable evidence. In some use cases, the consent may be validated only for that session and for that specific purpose. This is important because it makes consent more contextual, transparent, and meaningful. It avoids unnecessary upfront consent collection and align data access with the actual user intent. The considered just-in-time consent a major advancement because it moves consent from a static banner model to a dynamic, purpose-driven, real-time privacy control. The originality of my work comes from the combining enterprise engineering, privacy compliance, AI automation, and a real-time consent enforcement into a single operating model. The traditional privacy system often focus on documentation, consent banner, manual compliance workflow. My work focus on building privacy as an active engineering layer. That means the consent is collected, validated, enforced, propagated, monitored, and auditable across system. AI is used to reduce manual effort to improve classification, while just-in-time consent make privacy decision contextual and user-driven. The significance is that this approach helps organizations move from passive compliance to active privacy automation. It supports regulatory compliance, improve customer trust, reduce operational burden, and create scalable framework for responsible data uses. Yes, the concept and design I have contributed to, especially around AI-driven cookie classification, consent automation, just-in-time consent, have been relevant to enterprise privacy modernization effort. These capabilities are important for organizations that need to be compiled with privacy regulation across different jurisdictions and digital channels. The architecture is applicable to companies operating in banking, retail, healthcare, telecom, insurance, and digital advertisement environment. Some enterprise use cases, including cookie governance, consent management, reference management, downstream consent propagation, consent auditability, AI assistant compliance workflow. The adoption interest shows that the industry is moving towards privacy automation, not just privacy documentation. Sure. My contribution in data safeguard AI has been focused on building intelligent privacy automation capability that help organizations manage consent, cookie preferences, and regulatory workflow more efficiently. I contributed to AI-powered cookie classification, which helps reduce manual review times and improve the ability to classify cookies based on functionality, behavior, vendor, and regulatory purpose. I also contributed to the just-in-time consent model where consent is requested only when the required for a specific purpose and a transaction. This creates a more user-centric and compliance consent experience. In addition, I have worked on the architecture concept involving consent orchestration, customer preferences management, downstream system integration, audit evidence, and privacy governance workflow. The broader goal is to make privacy compliance scalable, intelligence, and operational enforceable. At Citi, I serve as a senior technology leader in digital engineering group. I work on large-scale digital transformation initiative involving enterprise architecture, microservice, web platform, vendor coordination, stakeholder management, and engineering delivery. I was leading the Citi retail service where I was like building the credit card application for private label as well as the Mastercard. So one of my major contribution was related to Citi Fusion Acquisition Program, a large transformation initiative focused on modernizing digital acquisition and banking capability. I helped lead architecture development using Angular, APIs, modeling, microservices, and cloud development. I was also involved in managing the engineering execution, coordinating with business, product teams, supporting compliance and regulatory reporting capability. At the same time, the experience also strengthen my expertise in building scalable, secure, and compliance system for highly regulatory financial environment. Yeah, at Walmart, I contributed to a large-scale digital engineering initiative in healthcare, pharmacy, vision center, and customer-facing digital platform. My work involved leading engineering effort for a scale front-end architecture, shared UI platform, digital pharmacy capability, vision e-commerce, and modern customer experience system. The work required balancing scale, performance, security, compliance, usability. Walmart digital ecosystem operated at a very large scale. So engineering decision must be supported reliability, maintainability, accessibility, and speed of delivery. My contribution helped improving digital platform capability, support customer self-service, reduce operational friction, and create reusable engineering foundation across team. So my approach is very simple. Let's begin with understanding the business domain, regulatory requirement, system boundaries, and long-term scalability needs. From there, I focus on few key principles. Let's see, modular and domain-driven architecture, API fast design, security and privacy by design. That is very, very important. Observability, auditability, DevSecOps, and operational control. Finally, the architecture should be business outcomes. A technical strong system is only valuable if it is improved delivery, reduce risk, increase efficiency, and creates measurable business impact. So responsible AI requires more than building accurate models. It requires governance around data usage, privacy, fairness, extensibility, security, accountability. From my perspective, AI governance must be embedded into a platform architecture. This means systems should include data lineage, access control, consent our data uses, audit logs, model monitoring, risk assessment, and human review where needed. AI should not operate at outside privacy or compliance boundaries, especially in regulatory industries. AI must be designed to respect user consent, minimize unnecessary data uses, provide traceability for decision or recommendation. Responsible AI is not only an ethical requirement, it is also becoming a business and regulatory necessity. The broader impact of my work is helping shift the industry from manual compliance to intelligence privacy infrastructure. Organization can no longer rely on the legal document or static consent banner. They need a system that can be understand consent, enforce preferences, propagate user choice, or provide evidence for regulatory audits. My work contributes to this shift by combining AI, engineering architecture, consent orchestration, and compliance automation. This is especially important as AI system, digital platform, and data-driven personalization continue to expand. The industry needs privacy-first systems that allow innovation while protecting users and respecting regulatory obligations. In the future, organizations will be need real-time consent enforcement, AI assistant privacy governance, automated data discovery, cross-border compliance control, deeper integration between legal, technology, security, business team. Privacy system will become more dynamic. They will need to adapt to user context, geographical, data type, purpose, and regulatory requirements. AI will be play a major role, but the key will be responsible implementation. The future is not just AI power privacy, but privacy govern AI. So my message is very simple to the technology leader is that privacy, security, compliance should be treated as a core architecture principle, not afterthoughts. As the organization adopted AI and expandable digital platform, trust will become a major differentiator. Customer, regulator, business partner will expect system to be transparent, accountable, and privacy aware. Technology leaders should invest in privacy first architecture, consent automation, responsible AI governance, and secure data platform yearly. These investments reduce the risk, improve the customer confidence, and create a stronger foundation for innovation. Thank you, Dr. Sahu. The professional legacy I hope to build is centered on creating a technology that is scalable, intelligent, and responsible. I want my work to contribute to a future where enterprise can innovate with AI and data while still respecting privacy, consent, and user trust. For me, the goal is not only to build high-performing system, but to build systems that are secure, compliant, ethical, and meaningful for society. That is the direction I want my work to continue supporting.
Thank you. Thank you, Ajit.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sahu.